Hi, welcome to our first NGB member update via video. I'm Diane Blazik, coming to you from our offices here in the Chicagoland area. But this year has been a unique year, so we thought we would take advantage of the uniqueness of the year and do a video update for our members. It has certainly been a very busy year for us, but everything is going swimmingly and we really appreciate your support. Luckily for our industry, this quarantine has resulted in a big upswing in the number of gardeners and people interested in gardening. By chance, we relaunched the Victory Garden concept this past March and called it Victory Garden 2.0, and this resulted in a huge uptake in the amount of publicity for our organization and for our members and their products. Now I'd like to walk you through a few key accomplishments that we've achieved over the past year. We'll begin with our 5 core objectives. It is to increase community, increase consumer education, do marketing and promotions of our member products, generate revenue to sustain these activities, and overall to increase industry awareness. This slide shows the many types of members that we have, and the types of members has certainly increased and broadened over the past few years. And so 2018, when we had 93 members, we passed 100 members in 2019, and now at 2020 we stand with 112 members. And of course, increasing our community is one of our main objectives because naturally, the more people that are following us on social media and receiving our e-newsletters means the more people that we are educating and inspiring to garden, which meets one of those core objectives that I mentioned just a few slides ago. And of course, you can't just have followers, you have to provide content to those followers. So this outlines the number of blog posts, e-newsletters, member updates like this one, the press releases to the industry, and this year, which was new, was the number of virtual webinars that we did. These webinars were both to the industry and to consumers and to garden communicators. So we were really reaching a broad audience when we were passing out the messages from our members, most of which the content was all about new varieties. Everybody wanted to know what was new for their garden. In fact, let's talk a little bit about those new varieties. Every year we get more new variety submissions into our program, which is even more of a service to the garden communicators and our website visitors and social media followers. In 2019, we had 143 new varieties. In 2020, we had 167. And as of this recording in early December, we have 144 for this year, with a few members still submitting their new varieties. So we're hopeful that we will go over 167 and continue this uphill momentum. One of the new things we've added for 2021 is a where to buy button and link on each one of our new varieties. So 2021 is a soft launch. Not every single new variety will have it, but we will make this available to all of our members as an option. So for example, a breeder, if they upload a variety and know where it is being sold online, they can provide those links and it will show up as where to buy buttons on each new variety. For our retail members, they can put that single link to their own website. So as people are perusing our new varieties, they can easily click and purchase that variety on the spot. As I mentioned in my introduction, the relaunch of the Victory Garden 2.0 program was certainly one of the biggest highlights of this spring. And you can see that well over 25% of our publicity features linked back to the Victory Garden and meant that people were sharing our information with their own audiences. Our logo now talks about our 100th anniversary, and of course we had a lot of really fun things planned for the year, many of which had to be put on the back burner because of all the stay-at-home, no travel orders, no trade shows. But one of the things that we had planned for this spring was to do a mat release that reached a larger audience and put NGB out there as one of the experts on gardening. So as we were working on the mat release, which was February and March, of course, COVID happened. So we were able to include in that mat release a little bit about the Victory Garden 2.0 relaunch. And you can see here from our numbers, we certainly hit a very wide audience and hit some of the major markets, which was wonderful. And so we have decided in the future that doing at least one mat release per year is certainly a way to help us reach our objectives. I mentioned how New Varieties was such a popular program of ours, and we did a lot of webinars on it this year. Almost equally as popular is our Year of Crop program. So by this, you can see that 30% of all of our publicity mentions had to do with our 2020 Year of Crops. And this seems like a very good time now to remind you of what our 2021 Year of Crops. We have the vegetable is the garden bean, and the annual is the sunflower, the bulb is the hyacinth, our perennial is the monarda, and our flowering shrub is the hardy hibiscus. One of the things we were able to do this year virtually, we were planning on doing it in person, of course, but at the APGA, American Public Gardens Association, we rolled out a new program for public gardens to use our Year of program as a special exhibit for any public garden that wishes to use it. So we have gardens that are signing up, and we're doing a sunflower seed giveaway to a couple of those gardens in hopes that they will make a very large planting of sunflowers, which we all know can really go crazy on social media. So we're looking forward to that next year. Another new feature we've added to our website is at the bottom of every Year of story or fact sheet is links to all of our retail members who sell that specific crop. So for example, this is at the bottom of the Year of the Garden Bean page, and all these member logos link to their websites where there's been a search for garden beans. So one more way we're sending traffic to your website. Speaking of social media, which you notice we do a lot, but one of the key things about social media is that it does refer back to our website. And in looking at this, we thought it was pretty interesting to point out the increase, surge, explosion that Pinterest has taken over the past year. So it used to be the second referral site to our website, but now it is handedly in first place over Facebook or Instagram or the others. So we're putting a lot of time and interest in Pinterest, mainly because it does send so much traffic back to our website, but also it is just the perfect platform. People want inspiration, they want ideas, and that is certainly what we give them. Hosting contest is a great way to garner a little bit more interest on social media and gather not only followers but new email addresses. So we've done a few in 2020, and anyone interested in working with us to do more contests and giveaways in 2021, we would love to hear from you. So to recap our social media sites, Pinterest is definitely the best social media site that sends traffic to our website, and it's all about tips and inspiration. For Instagram, the best posts are certainly pretty pictures, not necessarily graphics. We are consistently over 2,000 impressions per post as of right now. We always know that surges in the spring, the gardening time. And we have found out now that we've reached over 10,000 followers that with the Instagram algorithm, you certainly get a better visibility. And of course, Instagram has also started their stories to compete with all the other video platforms and story features of the other social media channels. For Facebook, the best posts this year were certainly gardening tips that were made into graphic elements, and so we've been working with Texas A&M using a lot of Charlie Hall's stats in our graphics, as well as pulling tips, especially beginner tips, out of our Victory Garden 2.0 blogs, as well as our Ask the Expert blogs. And we have found that some of our top shares come from the garden centers and master gardener groups. One of the new things we're doing this year is working with the garden center group. It was a great way for us to reach a small select group of garden centers as a way to gauge interest in the programs we have to offer. So we are listing their members on the NGB website in the Where to Buy section. And we are doing a series of social media how-to articles. And of course, all the content that we already provide is being offered to them in an easier to use format. The last part of our member update is some information about our market share surveys, which all of our breeder members participate in. As you can see, despite some of the mergers that are continuing to happen in the industry, we are gradually increasing the number of participants in each survey, and we are very consistent in the number of breeders that are purchasing this data, as it is very valuable for future projections, either for production or classes that they might or might not be doing breeding work in. But again, this survey is a very valuable part of our services for our members. And with that, the staff at National Garden Bureau, our board of directors, and all of our other members wish you a happy, safe, and healthy holiday season. We certainly hope to see you in person sometime in 2021. Thank you so much.